Good evening, good evening.
What is up, my neighbor? What's up, Roanoke?
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, we don't like to rush into
blurry.
these things.
Been having some eyesight problem and the TV's kind of far away. So.
Right.
But hopefully everybody can hear us. Let us know if you can. If you can't, let us know that.
Can you hear us, baby?
That's right. We know one's on.
That's right.
But anyway, it's been a couple weeks. Had some things come up last week that I couldn't make it, and so here we are this week.
Yeah, well,
Got the little Christmas-like colors in the back.
Well, I like it.
Trying to get the Christmas spirit, but I'm not sure. It seems like it just snuck up on us.
I know. Christmas got to slow down. I got $8.
That's right. It does, absolutely. So how was your last couple weeks then?
Busy. Just the regular stress of holidays. Right, wrong, or otherwise, it comes with some stress and all that. And then I'm sure this is not a first in real estate, but it's a first for me. I had a buyer put in an offer. It was a good offer. Even the listing agent thought we were going to have a contract.
Right.
Yep, the seller pulled the listing. That's how good we are.
Have they relisted?
Not that I'm aware of.
I wonder, and I think it's I don't know about a myth or not, but it doesn't happen to all properties. I think a lot of times in this market, the way it is, because we don't have a lot of inventory.
Right.
Right now, we have a lot of buyers sitting on a fence, but we don't have a lot of buyers really actively looking unless they really need to move.
Well, or unless they just find the one.
Right.
Other than that, everybody is worried about Christmas. They're trying to buy presents. They're not trying to buy houses.
Yeah. And we just closed on one where I've been showing them for a couple of years now, and they found the one. And actually, their child went from being in a car seat basically to now he's walking, talking, and all that.
Right.
And he picked out his own bedroom. That's how they knew that was the one. He's like, "This is going to be my room."
And that makes it worth it. that makes the 2-3 years worth it.
But I think a lot of times sellers right now, they believe that if the house hasn't sold in 3 hours and they didn't get 35 offers in that 3 hours and it being $10,000 over asking price,
right,
that they're not pricing it right. And I think that may be the reason is if you had a good offer, you're really kind of the only offer. I know that you said there was a cash offer that came in lower, way lower.
Right.
But I think that a lot of times those sellers, whether the agent educated them or not, because people hear what they want to hear.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But I think that if they're not seeing those multiple offers at a higher rate than they listed it, they're disappointed.
But they're hearing all these stories from everybody else.
Yeah.
That, man, I had it listed for the weekend and, we sold it for 15 over.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of those days are over.
And the ones that aren't over are the ones in the really desired areas.
Right.
There's not a lot of listings coming out, and then when it does, it's like, oh my gosh, we've been waiting to get into, say, the Grandin area or the whatever area.
Right. Wasena or wherever.
And so that's when those houses go super quick. But one out in Bonsack or one out, in Wirtz or whatever,
right, may
not go as quick as.
Yeah.
That's the same way with rentals. Rentals now are crazy, but they're not all going for the crazy money. You put it out there, and it's going to rent or not. And
right.
So I don't know, but that's crazy. And so it'd be interesting to see if somebody else lists it, comes back out with it listed at a higher rate. I bet you're going to see that, or you'll see it pop up on Zillow and them trying to do it for sell by owner.
Right. But between that and just getting the house decorated and the kids get out tomorrow till the end of the year.
Good Lord.
I really got to talk to that school board superintendent that we know. I really got to talk to him, find out who's making this schedule.
Because they only went to school like 4 times in a whole month of December.
Exactly.
That's nuts. So did you have a hard time getting out Christmas stuff this year? Or?
Not terribly, no. Just more inside. And to be honest, getting in the spirit this year has been harder for me.
I think the hustle and bustle with everything has kind of gotten us lost about the spirit of it and,
Right,
and everything
right.
else. We're just kind of trying to stay above water.
Well, I'm just getting older and fatter, and I do crowds a lot. Not near as good as I used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of crowds either, even though got a candy business, and still I'm not a fan.
And 42 kids.
Yeah. Well, we found it hard, at least I know I did, and I'm pretty sure Selena did too, with Christmas this year, because this will be the first year in like 4 or 5 years that we haven't been at Disney.
Ah, gotcha.
And so, yeah, we're just like, oh, we're not at Disney this year, and so I think
Right.
that really, we didn't even really want to put up a Christmas tree this year.
Right.
It was like, oh, Tegan's like, yeah, let's do it.
Right.
And then the lights are half off on them. I'm going in trying to fix it. And Tegan's like, nah, it'll be all right. And then after
Okay.
they got it fully decorated, she goes, the lights are out in some parts of that.
Don't make me beat you, child.
Selena like, yeah, that's why your dad told you to stop. He was going to try to fix some lights before you decorated.
Right.
You said you were good. So we have like a half, it's like not lit at the top, then there's a section that's lit, and then in the middle there's no lights, and then at the bottom.
Right. Well, the one we got it a few years ago. We were still at Verona, and it's a beautiful tree. I forget the company it's from, but we got it off of QVC. And I mean, there's all kinds of different settings. You can use the remote for the lights
Okay.
and all that stuff. Well, for the first quite a few years, we would do like the traditional all kind of colors for a little bit. But Mary and I are both kind of big as we get older on like the blue and or blue and white,
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah.
More of a classic Christmas
Yeah.
that you remember seeing in the old movies and
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
And, but the last 2 years, we have set this thing up and got mainly blue, but I think last year, all season, it was just like 3/4 blue, but a quarter of it was, the lights were just doing whatever the heck they
Oh, wow.
wanted to do. And this year when we first set it up, same thing. And I'm like, man, I don't want to have to buy a new tree.
Right.
I'm getting too damn old to go chop one down if we do a live tree. And but as the year has gone, yeah, we've only got like 6 or 7 of the lights that are doing their own thing now.
Right.
So I'm hoping by Christmas it's all
It's all
blue.
right. Have you tried
we'll-
smacking it?
No.
Sometimes
It's
that
it's all decorated.
Yeah. So you get the tree starts smacking around. Trying to see if I can
No, because I started to bring one of the boxes in, and 2 or 3 mice came out. So I'm afraid that if I start smacking the tree around, it's going to be Chevy Chase, and there's going to be a squirrel running through the house.
And I'm pretty sure your dog would chase it. It would be a whole situation.
Yeah, we would be on WSLS.
Because I know ours are actually our cats and dogs worked together to get a mouse the other day.
Oh, nice.
And then Selena felt all bad because they had broken its leg and it was barely hanging on. She's feeling all bad trying to, can we rescue it? And Tegan's outside trying to bury it alive. He's like, she's trying to bury it, but I don't think it's dead yet. It's like trying to get out of it's like, yeah, we're not going to bury it alive.
But
Mary said, don't smack her tree.
oh, I ain't smacking that tree.
I'm going to come over when you're at work, Mary. I'm going to smack on it.
But no, the dog is still a little under the weather. He was feeling a lot better today, more himself. But yeah, nah.
And they're so pitiful when they're sick.
Yeah. So how about your last 2 weeks?
It's been busy. A lot of candy selling.
Right.
We're rolling out new stuff first of the year, some healthy stuff and things like
Okay.
that. But no, we've over the last couple weeks, we've done the Berglund Center 2 days. We're doing Fridays and Saturdays at the farmers market
Right.
in
Okay.
the mornings, and then this Friday we're actually going to go 9 a.m. the farmers market, and then we'll stay through 10 p.m. for Dickens of a Christmas.
Oh, nice.
So we do have to move our booth, so we'll be at booth 34, I think, on Saturday. No, we'll be at booth 20 tomorrow. And then tomorrow we'll move up to booth 39 for Dickens.
Gotcha.
So I'll have about an hour from 2 to 3 that I'll
Need,
be down.
need an extra wheelbarrow while to drive it off.
Move it all up there. Yeah, absolutely. So I think, and then Selena gets off tomorrow afternoon late, and she's going to bring, I guess, backup candy.
There you go.
So we have a lot of Christmas candy. We're hoping people buy. They're wrapped beautifully, and I give credit to my wife there.
Okay.
All the credit, because I'm a guy. It would have
Right.
all just been a dang bag.
Right.
We're just gonna make the same we made, and
Right.
we're just gonna make more.
Yeah, I'll try to remember the guy's name, but there's a guy on TikTok. Love this guy. He's got a little shop with hilarious T-shirts, and always comes up with something stupid to tell you. Hey, did you know?
Right.
Justin Nunley.
Yeah, I watch
think.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got the shop, and he goes, "Yep, you like this shirt? You can get it right here at the shop, or don't. I don't care."
Right. We had Hanson or something on his shirt the other day, and it wasn't Hanson, it was somebody else. And
Yeah. No, I think it was a picture of Hanson, and he had like Nirvana or something
Yep.
under it.
yeah, something like that. Mr.
Hilarious.
Gus made it. Oh, that don't smack the tree. Mr. Gus is up in here,
Oh, we're glad you made it too, Gus.
and he said he'd been treated like a dog today.
Oh hell,
So hopefully we need to make a drive somewhere.
that's right.
I got shovels.
Whether you like it or not, your family. You just let us know if you need an alibi or some help.
That's right. That's right. We can put them on a train somewhere.
That's right. That's right.
Train to nowhere.
It turns out it is 4.5 hours from Washington D.C. to here, or Arlington to here.
Yep.
So
We like the train. We took it a couple of years back to, or pre-COVID, we took it to D.C., Selena and I and Tegan.
right.
And that was the easiest trip. We didn't have to deal with traffic,
Oh wow.
nothing. We stayed about 3 blocks from the hotel, from the train station. So we just walked to our hotel. And then we were probably 5-6 blocks from downtown D.C.
Nice.
We were able to walk D.C. We caught the train or the subway or the metro to the zoo and then back. We
There
didn't
you
have to
go.
drive a thing, all walking. But we actually ate at a Italian restaurant that had family style, and a lot of
Okay.
Italian restaurants do.
Right.
We didn't realize that it was that. And oh my gosh, it was like we had like pieces of chicken this big.
Right.
Yeah. And then we ordered cheesecake and
Meatballs look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we ordered cheesecake and it was JR's trying to find his hand.
Trying to figure the right spot.
Waiting for you to
Spot
take
like
your
that.
hat off and go fix it.
Not
on
yet.
camera.
Not yet.
Oh.
You know it's coming though.
But we ordered cheesecake, and so we were all going to get our own little cheesecake. It was like $37 for it. I was like, oh,
Ooh.
we're in D.C. Everything's expensive.
Expensive, right?
We're okay with that. That's a whole damn cheesecake. So we're back at the hotel with forks and stuff, trying to eat on a whole cheesecake, and didn't have a refrigerator to put it in. So we
Right.
knew whatever we weren't eating was going in the tray. It was
Right.
awful, but it was awfully good too, though.
Right.
So, but no, we just trying to get through the holidays, I think.
Yeah, I think that's where everybody's at.
Yeah, trying to figure it all out before the holidays. So we'll talk about, it's not dumb crook news, but it's dumb news.
Right.
The officer. So last night, Hidden Valley William Byrd middle school game, an officer, well, actually, we'll start at the beginning. Someone found a gun on the counter in the bathroom.
Right.
They cleared the building, called the cops, police came, Roanoke County police came. Come to find out that
Was it deputy sheriff or
it was a off-duty
off-duty?
officer's
Yeah.
gun. And I think he may have been retired, but I'm not sure about that. The rest of the story.
Right.
But it was an off-duty officer's gun on the counter.
Yeah, on the sink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Again, I can understand if you got to take it off your belt to go potty, but I mean you don't need to take it off your belt to go pee
No.
as a guy.
And you put it in the stall with you.
Exactly.
You don't.
You know,
yeah.
it doesn't make it any better, but I'd have worked with you a whole lot better if it was on the back of the toilet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. When I carry, when
Yeah.
I have to poop.
Exactly.
It's in the stall with me.
Exactly. You know, you don't put that thing on the vanity and then go in the
Yeah.
then go in the stall.
That'd be like leaving your door open, your car with the keys in it.
Right.
It's just not. He was trained better than that.
He was.
I
He
know
was.
mistakes happen, but that's police officer leaving a gun on.
And I mean, a middle school basketball game. You know, they're preteens and early teens. Come on, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. He likes our lighting, the red and green for the season.
Ho, ho, ho.
That's right. Got that belly, that Santa belly.
I'm not even doing that right now. I got a couple weeks of losing weight to do.
I had a bar guest the other day. She kept.
Anybody still here? I bet a little bit and Gus are still here.
We got 3 people here. This looks like the stream. Little bit's got her back here. Can you hear us now?
Oh, we're back?
And are we blurry or not blurry? I look blurry, but I don't know. All right. It don't matter.
Thank you, baby.
Probably better it's blurry.
Probably.
It's ugly.
That's right. That's right.
So, well, I'm glad we're back. Yeah, I got the blue screen of death, I guess. Said something happened. I updated my computer yesterday. It was one of those, hey, we'd like to either shut down or when you go to restart or shut down, it tells you, and that's what it was. That's the downfall of Windows computers, but I've always been a Windows person. So.
Well, and what are your options?
Yeah, go back.
I mean, there are cons,
but anyway, we're back. So he left his gun on the sink. Hopefully he'll have some retraining going on.
Yep.
And
well, let's go. If you're just off duty and not retired, hopefully you go back to the range for like 2 weeks of training.
Yeah, something. Because if I left the gun on there, they'd fry me.
Oh yeah.
I'd never be allowed back in schools and everything.
Your permit would be confiscated.
Yeah. So
or revoked, I guess.
It'll be interesting to see what happens if anything.
Right. Yeah.
But Roanoke, do y'all do Elf on a Shelf?
God, yes.
We do too. Now we've been.
Well, hold on. I don't know if Layla's watching.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Elf's at our house. I watched an Elf on the Shelf the other day, and so your elf in your house, warn them to not get near anything that they could catch on fire with.
Right. Well, them little bastards were in the toaster oven this morning.
Oh yeah, see, no. Yeah, that's crazy. A little bit.
Okay, she's asleep.
But,
all right.
But so Roanoke County Fire Department's warning about holiday hazards. Evidently, they had to go to a house today, and the elf was smoking. They caught on fire. So
Got to keep an eye.
Yeah, ours. We've gotten lucky. Ours, hid in Tegan's little Barbie house,
Right.
so she can't find her.
Okay.
So we've been looking for 3 days for the elf.
Yeah. God
We're
bless you.
not gonna move it if you can't find it.
Well, you know.
It's not going anywhere if you can't find it. So,
Yeah, no, Layla, I'm pretty sure, would get into construction and start taking walls apart if she woke up and could not find
I don't know why she
the
hasn't
elf.
found it yet, but she hasn't. And so, I mean, I've walked past Penelope's our elf's name. And
Okay.
I've walked past Penelope a couple times, and she's still in there. So.
Well, somebody brought up a really good idea, and they're going to their parents this weekend. So, what we can do it on our own time, and we'll put
Okay.
them wherever, take pictures, and send to their parents over the
Right.
weekend. But I swear by next weekend, one of these elves is going to break their leg, be in a cast, and the other two have to take care of him.
We thought about putting it in a freeze dryer. Freeze dryer the thing, see if it gets crunchy.
That's right.
But I watched a TikTok the other day, and the police knocked on the door, and the little girl answered. I guess, the parents, were involved.
Right.
But police knocked on the door, and they said they had picked somebody up that said that they used to live at an old address. Evidently, this family had moved
Okay.
since last Christmas, and the little girl was worried. Well, they had picked somebody up trying to break into the house, and they needed the little girl and the parents to identify the person. And they went out there, and it was their elf. Sitting in the back seat with his hands cuffed, and they said that the elf had tried to break into their old house,
Right.
trying to get in,
Oh
and they
my
didn't
God.
realize that they had moved, and so
Truman, if you're watching, are you available?
that's right. Tegan's like, that don't even make sense, because Santa tells the elves where to go, and
Right.
so that elf must not have been listening very well.
Not at
I was
all.
like, probably not. But yeah, so I don't know who you got to know. I mean, we know Truman. I don't know if he would play that or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of a waste of resources too. But
Right.
it gets them out in the community.
Truman is good people. He may come over once he clocks out.
Yeah, or if he's in the area, he
Yeah.
can do it. Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if he's out in our area much anymore, but he used to patrol
Right.
220 right there at the house. I don't know how many people I know, or how many people I saw him pull over into that old
He should
Oriental
play the horn,
rug.
yep. I blow the horn wave too.
Me too.
But yeah, that's just crazy for the little girl. She was crying. She's like, oh, yeah, she was all emotional. Amherst area.
Right.
Maybe that's on the other side of Lynchburg.
Yep. Fentanyl positive gummies. Come on, people. Only in America.
Fifth
Where
grade.
else in the world would weed gummies not be good enough?
Right.
No, you got to do this stupid stuff. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Fifth grader.
No, it was a fifth grader brought them to school.
Yeah.
Probably didn't realize they were had fentanyl in them.
Right.
And started passing them out to friends. 3 or 4 of the little guys had allergic reactions to fentanyl.
You don't
And
say.
so, yeah.
Allergic.
So the the mom and the dad or wherever the little kid got the gummies from, they've been arrested.
Good.
Gone in the house. He's a felon, and yeah, so it's a whole big deal. And so maybe that when we were kids, and even this year, every year they do it. They do that whole big scare thing with they're passing out drugs in your Halloween
Yeah.
candy. Maybe that's true.
And I always thought that was crap.
Yeah,
That
it's like nobody's
turns out-
giving away drugs and
Exactly.
Halloween candy. Maybe it's true.
Turns out I've been wrong all these years.
I don't know, but yeah, it didn't make any sense. The Commonwealth's attorney made a statement for the police shooting at the Towers, and what's so sad, man, the Towers just opened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what else is sad is that the Commonwealth's attorney felt the need to make this statement.
yeah. So
Go ahead, sorry.
no, you're good. I mean, that's the whole thing, and that's what's wrong with this dang world right now.
Right.
So they came out and said that the officer shooting the gentleman that shot the officer
Right.
was justified.
No crap.
It stopped him harming other people.
Right.
shouldn't even really been an investigation on that one
Yeah.
unless there was some kind of cross connection between the people.
No, I mean, because I don't know that they do it in Roanoke right yet, but I mean, all across the country, they're making cops wear body cams.
Yeah.
As soon as you got one down, and you can hear the other gunshots on somebody else's cam, that should have been the end of the press conference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, watch this. Yeah, stay armed.
Yeah,
I'm going back to the house.
Yeah, it makes no sense of why they would have to make that statement. But also, that's why we can have nice things.
Exactly.
You know, damn, they just opened that up for, low income housing and things like that. And that's great. We need more affordable housing.
Right.
But then somebody's going to show their butt and shoot.
Well, and I mean, how long have we talked? Because I think we both heard it in the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a great thing. This is a legit hand up, not hand out.
Right.
You know, this place was gonna put that into full effect.
Right.
Don't stop it.
But I messed it up.
Come on, people. And have y'all not heard about Victory in the Valley? Come on.
I don't think that's anymore. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
And we got a new saying now.
Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah.
I don't think we're Victory anymore.
They gave up on
Yeah,
Victory.
it's like, oh, maybe we'll just call it something else. That didn't work out. They didn't believe us. So, Evans Spring. I didn't know that's what this was called. Evans Spring. It's the land across the street, across 581 from Valley.
Right.
So there's like a whole big field, and I think there was like 160 some acres, or I think it was over 100 acres.
Right.
So Roanoke City is having meetings now to actually put other retail and some big box stores and other retail over there.
Okay.
And then also putting in some housing, about anywhere between, I think they said 500 to 700 or 800 residences over there too. Probably with
more apartments.
More apartments and stuff. Absolutely. So I didn't know that was called Evans Spring.
Right.
The Evans Spring residents are fighting against the whole proposal of it being retail and things like that. They want to make it into a community park.
Okay.
So they want to take that whole area and make that a park instead of it being designated as retail.
Well, I grew up in Tidewater, so I grew up around all the military bases and all that stuff. With the population out here, I find it hard to believe anything over there is too much in the plans.
Right.
Because didn't you say, because I hadn't heard it until you brought it up 2 weeks ago, that they were talking about putting more runway over 581.
Yep.
You know, how you do that, I have no idea, but that's going to be fun to watch, and traffic's going to suck. Go ahead and just take Williamson or Peters Creek.
That's right.
That being said, being in the crash zone, how are they going to get it permitted?
It'll be down the street.
For a new...
So the airport runway is going to be closer down to the Peters Creek exit. Okay. To where this land is, if you're going from downtown Roanoke to Valley View, at that, right before you get to that first Valley View exit, and then down through probably the Hirschberger exit, there's that whole field through there.
Right.
That's where they're talking about.
Gotcha.
So they'll be far enough away from each other, but I don't know that. I mean, I'd love to see a Trader Joe's or an IKEA here, some bigger stores, but I don't know that we have the population for it.
Right.
And a lot of times, Lynchburg and Christiansburg have those stores already. They don't have IKEA or Trader Joe's, but they have those stores already. And so those people the Roanoke people usually go to support those areas. I'm not sure that if you put one here in Roanoke, if we had the population to support it.
Right.
And people are already used to going to
Richmond or where have you.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It'd
be nice to hear other people's thoughts on whether they think Roanoke could support it or not.
I'd like to see an IKEA whether they build it or not, I will visit Trader Joe's the same number of times.
Right.
You know, I just they put one out in Tidewater shortly before I came out here, and I didn't lose anything in that store.
Really? See, I haven't been in. Just like the what's it, the Mass General store downtown?
Right.
I haven't been in there yet.
Me neither.
I probably need to go.
Right.
But I haven't been in there yet.
Right.
I know they sell freeze-dried candies.
Right.
And
it's not yours.
It's a quarter. No, it's a quarter of what we sell, and it's twice as much almost.
Gotcha.
So, but you know, everybody's got to make a dime somewhere.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of rebuilding, they're talking about putting apartments over for the South Roanoke Medical Office.
Yeah, I don't know that that's going. I'd like to see the plans on it.
Right.
They're looking at putting 20 apartments in there.
Right.
I didn't know it was that big to put 20 in.
Me neither. Well, and I just as a realtor, it hurts my heart to hear about all these apartments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just.
But if you watch conspiracies,
okay,
or not even conspiracies, I mean, if you watch the way the real estate market's making that turn, and you've got BlackRock and a lot of these other bigger investment companies, 10, 15 years from now, none of us may own houses.
Right.
You know, because of investors are buying up the houses for sale.
Right.
And then they're building a lot more apartments and rental spaces. I mean, you look at out at Valley View off of Hirschberger, they tore down that big hotel that was there and built those apartments. Those things are going for like $2,700 a month. And I'm like, really? No.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Right.
But I feel bad because one of my investors had talked about putting in some apartments off of
100-year mortgage.
Yeah. That's right. That they're talking about that, to where you'll get that you'll be able to get to make housing more affordable for people.
Right.
That they'll, instead of, because the housing prices are going to go up.
Right.
As soon as the rates go down, it's inevitable. But yeah, they're talking about, Gus is right, they're talking about a 50, 75-year or 100-year mortgages just to make those affordable for people to buy.
Well, and I went with the whole, as a realtor, it hurts me to see the apartment thing. You brought up the word conspiracy, so I'm just going to do this one and leave it alone. Mm-hmm. How on God's earth can you qualify for a 50-year loan when we got 12 years left on the planet because of climate change?
Right.
What lender is giving you a 50-year mortgage?
Yeah, or what happens if you're 78 years old? They can't discriminate against your age.
Right.
So you're 78 years old getting a 100-year mortgage.
Right.
So technically, you never really own your house.
Exactly.
The bank always owns it.
Exactly.
Till death do you part.
Right.
So yeah, that's a whole big mess. But
we'll start doing a Tuesday podcast on all that stuff.
That's right.
we don't do that here.
Now I got to tell you this: we had this conversation about 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks ago about the roundabout down here on Buck Mountain, and we had talked about they put in the sidewalk down there. Mm-hmm. For people to walk, and we kind of joke because we don't see people walking down there.
Right.
So they have an end game to that. I showed the gentleman that works for VDOT
on
that project. Showed him a couple more investment properties this week.
Okay.
Their thing is that yes, right now nobody's really walking it, but their ultimate goal, and as they progress through this project, that sidewalk's going to lead on down to the Greenway. It'll lead down to Penn Forest and that little walking trail they have down by the library and stuff.
Right.
So they have a bigger plan with not just that little sidewalk at the.
Of course they do.
So,
and hey, headline from 3 years ago, or probably longer than that. Shortly after we left Keller Williams to come back here to Real Star, they're getting ready to get started on that expansion at 419 and 220.
Right.
They're supposed to get that thing started again first of the year.
Yeah. So we'll have to see. But yeah, so I did get insight on that, and he said a lot of times as they're putting walkways and stuff, they get approval faster than if it's just a road.
Right.
And so, but their whole plan is Roanoke is really, I mean, we've got over 100 miles, I think, of greenway walking.
Oh, probably at
we've
least.
got some other things coming up with that.
Aren't we the top hiking?
Mm-hmm. So
Like
in
third or fourth in
Roanoke's
hiking in
ruled
the
out
country.
something we'll talk about in a little bit with that too.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's a great idea, but it also puts you in that 15-minute city type thing.
Right.
And hopefully Roanoke doesn't get to the point. I see it coming to Northern Virginia soon.
It's just, that's just Buck Mountain and Starkey. That's getting a little too close to my house.
Yep.
I don't like where we're going.
Yep. But they're doing the congestion up in New York City. California's starting to talk about that tax where it's like $15 a day to come into a congested area and all of that. Hopefully Roanoke never goes there, but I see it catching on. It's just to keep you closer to your house.
Well, and at face value, and this everything going on, it does seem, what's the word? Convenient.
Yeah.
The way they sell it is going to sound very convenient, but don't stop.
There's a big piece of land out in Roanoke County area that I believe it was Roanoke County. The Schutz Brewery is going to build a big plant there.
And we all got excited.
Yeah, everybody was so excited and all this other stuff. Well, they pulled out.
Right.
Just wasn't the right area for them to be in.
Right.
And I think,
especially at that time.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of these little microbreweries and stuff, because Roanoke has a lot of different breweries around the area.
Yes.
With some good beer.
Right.
But I think with all of that, they were just kind of like, yeah, we're good, because Roanoke's pretty true to their local people.
Yeah, and the Schutz was coming from the West Coast.
Yeah, and so now they're in talks with Amazon taking over that area and building a big warehouse for Amazon.
Right.
So there could come a day where you get your Amazon stuff same day.
Same day. Yeah. Don't tell Mary that.
I mean, Mary's not even listening probably.
Nah.
She's working on Christmas stuff.
That's right. But they're doing an expansion on the Lynchburg nuclear energy facility, creating 500 new jobs.
That's exciting.
That is, I'm happy that we're covering Lynchburg in a good light.
That's right.
This week.
That's right. Yeah, there was a lot of different. She said she didn't hear a thing. There was a lot of news about different things like Salem Roanoke City Police are looking for a gentleman that they were chasing. He crashed his car over on Ninth Street.
Right.
Well, they're still looking for him, and they haven't even released a name or anything. So a lot of those little things where I couldn't get a name, or it was just kind of up in the air, I didn't even put in tonight.
Right.
Right. If I can't call you out on air,
That's right.
I don't want to talk about you.
If we ain't gonna make you Google famous.
That's right. Creating 500 jobs, that's super exciting. Morningside Elementary over in Southeast had an expansion, just got completed. And this has to have been going on for a while because I sold Mr. French as a music teacher for Roanoke City.
Okay.
Tegan was 4, getting ready to start kindergarten when I sold him and his wife a house.
Okay.
And he was a music teacher there, and he was in a trailer then, and they were doing some kind of expansion.
Right.
But evidently it's complete, and pre-expansion, the music teachers, art teachers and stuff had to have their stuff on one of those dollies or carts.
One of those AV carts.
Yeah, and push them around to each of the classrooms to be able to make it work. So now they actually have their own classroom.
Right. Well, at least they're spending enough money to get that expansion and take 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
At Christmas now.
Yeah. Well, they go until what?
Not that I'm bitter,
till
Dave.
Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Morningside goes to Christmas Eve, maybe?
The 20th, yeah. It's like, come on, guys, you're killing me here.
Yeah.
You're killing me.
That is crazy.
Who's making the schedule? But got the Roanoke County Police's Shot with a Cop event that happened this past weekend.
They said it was a success. And
They did.
It's just more about them getting out into the community and kind of being shown. And I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
But
Show yourself protecting and serving.
Right. But I also think sometimes you have to think about the child involved.
Right.
Because I remember as a child, we were poor. We were very poor, but I remember 6th grade, a social worker actually coming to the school and picking me up to take me clothing shopping. That's awesome. I needed clothes. I didn't, But then they dropped me off back at the school, and I had to carry all those clothes on the bus with like 50 people asking, "Why you got all them clothes?"
Right.
It's a little
Secret Santa, bitch.
Yeah. It's a little embarrassing not to be like, even though I was poor as hell.
Right.
But it's, oh yeah, well, government picked me up from school and got me clothes. So, but I do think it's important for our police and our first responders, period, to be out in the community doing things.
All right.
So we're no longer Victory in the Valley.
Right.
Now it's What's Good Roanoke campaign. And so
Not
that's
Melrose Towers.
Yeah. So that's supposed to be helping with the gun violence, is the What's Good Roanoke.
Right.
Is that we're going to start seeing that on like the side of a building.
Oh, I'm sure. Have you been to Vinton?
No.
Oh, yeah. They got all those signs. I forget, have fun in Vinton or...
Okay.
And it's at every business you drive by.
So maybe that's Roanoke's way of going, Vin's got this. We don't have a lot of gun.
Right.
Maybe we do What's Good Roanoke.
Right. Exactly.
I just...
come to Vinton.
There's a billboard with the gentleman on there trying to get people to use him for his services.
Right.
Not going to say any name. But it says, "Give me a call and I'll hit you back." To me, it's kind of the same. What's good, Roanoke?
Right. What's good?
I'm not a fan.
Nah. The Roanoke Park and Rec's new Statusfy program is coming for the outdoor enthusiasts.
Yeah, it's I don't like that name either.
Yeah, me
You gotta
neither.
come up with a better way.
I have a hard enough time with the English language.
Spotify, Statusfy.
Right.
That's it. We got it.
Right.
We probably paid somebody a lot of money for that too.
Oh, yeah.
But so this is an app that they're rolling out or have rolled out, and it's supposed to tell you what greenways and what hiking trails and stuff that around the Roanoke area are either closed because of it's being repaired or anything that may cause you a problem of going to hiking that or walking that.
Right.
And so it's a great sounding app. It just needs a new name.
Right.
I think it's hard to say.
Yeah.
And I think it needs a new name.
Ask a friend.
Yeah, and I haven't seen a logo on it yet either. So, who knows?
What kind of logo do you come up with for Statusfy? I don't know.
Maybe the walking shoes and the same thing as Spotify.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
With
Or
the Wi-Fi.
mountains, yeah. The mountains with the Wi-Fi.
Right.
I don't know. So Salem has an achievement that no one in Virginia has. They're hosting their 102nd NCAA Division III championship.
Nice.
And that includes not just the Stag Bowl that's going on this weekend, but that includes, and I think Stag Bowl's been going on for about 50 years, and I know for like 10 or 15 years straight it was in Salem, then it went away for a year or two, and then it's come back. But they do softball, baseball, all the other sports, and that Roanoke just seems to be the place that, or Salem.
Salem seems to be the place for the field.
Yeah, and they've got all the fields. They got Roanoke College there, and I mean, if you look around, you've got Roanoke College, you've got Hollins, you've got some of the stuff at Virginia Western, and then a lot of the high schools. I mean, Salem High School has a better stadium than anybody locally, except for maybe Lane Stadium.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But
I
102nd.
don't know if they've redone it, but Salem High School's got a better stadium than the Orioles.
Yeah.
Than Camden Yards.
Yeah, they do.
But Henry County has officially made the addition of metal detectors in schools for after-school activities. And I know a couple people in and from Henry County, and it may be time. I think they probably need it more for the dads and the granddads than they need it for the kids.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's there's a reason. I'm sure, but that off-duty police officer may not have been able to go in either.
That's true. Yeah.
But no, I'm okay with all that. with the metal detectors and stuff.
I think it's sad that that's where we're at, but I do think that's where we're at.
Well, a lot of schools are going to the clear backpacks and stuff like that too.
Right.
At the end of the day, though, if you want to get a gun in, you get a gun in.
Exactly.
If there's a will, there's a way.
You're just making people smarter.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just trying to figure out better way, easier way to get it in.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Salem City's council appointed a new city manager. I didn't even know that was up for grabs or whatever.
Right.
But they appointed a new city manager. His name's Christopher Dorsey. He's a veteran municipal administrator from Tennessee.
Okay.
They had over 50 applicants for the job, and he seemed to be the one that stood out for everybody.
Well, good deal. Go Vols.
Gus says their Graham High School local team beat by Radford on Saturday.
Took the championship last year.
In Salem.
Okay.
Awesome. That is great.
I like it. Well, yeah, I didn't even know the municipal administrator was up for election or up for appointment.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to go for it, but
Right. But they have started searching, and I think they may have gotten. I don't think they've gotten the full commitment, but I think they've gotten like a verbal commitment for federal funding for expanding Amtrak through Southwest Virginia to Bedford and Bristol.
that's pretty awesome.
That would be cool. To be
Hoping
honest.
that down the road we'll be able to take a train from Roanoke directly to Florida.
Right.
Because right now, if I take the Amtrak, it's going to take us from Roanoke to D.C.
Right.
And then we have a layover in D.C. and then D.C. all the
DC
way
to
down
like
to-
Atlanta.
Yeah, D.C. down to Florida. And I mean, however, it's kind of the way of the Greyhound on the rails.
Right.
But those stops seem to be shorter than the Greyhound stops.
Okay, I got you.
But because when we went, I guess we had probably 7 or 8 stops from Roanoke to D.C. and we were still there in like 4 hours. It
Gotcha.
wasn't a very long trip.
Yeah, I've not ridden Amtrak, but I've been to a lot of Amtrak stations. I've been to Greyhound bus stations before. And what I will say is, yes, it's the Greyhound of the rails, but Amtrak doesn't seem to have the who's who in mental illness that Greyhound does.
No, they don't.
And I'm not trying to talk poorly about Greyhound. You take what you can afford, and Greyhound is keeping their prices down. God bless you.
Right.
I'm not talking crap. I just I'd pay 3 times for the train before I'd pay
Smells a lot
for the
better
bus.
on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I think what a different world we live in. I remember, I grew up at the Baptist home in Salem. I remember them sending 3 of us to Camp Piankatank, which was on the Rappahannock River.
Okay.
I don't know where they sent us from there. And that was Camp Piankatank on the Rappahannock River, but they put all 3 of us on a Greyhound bus. We took the bus to whatever bus station we were supposed to go to. It was, I was like 14, 15 years old.
Right.
But we met some family up there, and that's where we stayed until we went to the camp. So we stayed there for like a day and a half, and then they took us to the camp.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm putting my teenager on a bus
No, not today.
some random
Not today.
place in today's world.
I watch too many unsolved mysteries.
Yeah, but I mean, they put us right on, and we took the bus right on back home.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, but it's exciting that Amtrak has become popular in this area.
Yes.
To where
without a
maybe
doubt.
it'll extend our transportation choices
Right.
in the near future.
Absolutely.
That's definitely exciting. Increasing deer populations in the urban areas because there's a decline in hunters.
Because Mary won't eat it.
I know, Mary, you are causing the population. Both.
Mary's fault.
Um,
Got a couch.
Yeah, that's right. Mary's like, if I'm not going to watch y'all go pick on me all the time. And she said y'all had 3 trees, so I got to smack all of them?
I'm telling you, I don't suggest you slap any of them, but feel free to slap the big one in the living room. If you slap her, I want a hippopotamus for Christmas tree or her Snoopy tree. Oh my, dude, I'm leaving. I'm not even coming to your
I
house.
think if I smacked the hippopotamus tree, I'd go home and have to fight Tegan too.
Gotcha.
And she got a little. She loves hippopotamuses,
Right.
And so, or hippopotami, whatever. you say that. But she has like a bunch of little figurines and stuff of them. So yeah, I'd probably have to fight her too.
My aunt, ever since she found out that Mary likes, or one of her favorite Christmas songs is "I Want a Hippopotamus," every year Mary gets a singing tree ornament.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
we just ended up getting a little tree with bars across that she can hang
that's how you drive
ornaments.
her nuts. You go in and hit them things and have.
Oh, the
them like a
kids,
different
the
color.
kids do it every weekend.
That's awesome. I would too. I'd be like, hey, Mary.
Right.
What was I going to say? It was the fighting Mary.
The deer population.
The deer population. Yeah, just people aren't hunting. I would
Yeah.
like to hunt. I just haven't. And
Right. Well, I mean, you want to get me into something? I can get back into fishing. I grew up around all the water, so I enjoyed fishing. Had buddies that like to hunt. I don't mind getting up early. I don't like the cold.
yeah,
I'm not big on the cold.
We just bought a portable heater for the farmers market.
Right.
Because tomorrow night we're allowed to have heaters, but you're not allowed to plug anything in or a heater in.
Okay.
We can plug in some little lights and stuff, and I've got some lights for our booth, but you can't plug a heater in. Well, last night we were over in Wasena at that event, and me being the dad, and honestly, me
Right.
just being me, my daughter's hands were cold because
Mhm.
she didn't prepare.
Right.
She's been at farm school all day, but she didn't prepare. So she was cold. Her hands were cold. I brought hand warmers, but it just wasn't enough. And so
Right.
I gave her my gloves. Well, by the end of the night, my fingers had started turning like different. They were cold. They started kind of turning a
Not
different
quite
color.
blue, but
Yeah, and so I was like, I can't. Tomorrow night it's supposed to get down to lows in the low 30s to upper 20s.
Yeah.
I was like, we gotta have some kind of heater, and it'll be good in an emergency too.
Right. Oh yeah.
And so we bought a little portable heater that takes little propane tanks, and
There you go.
so it'll be a good thing. But yeah, it was cold, and so I don't mind cold. I just have to be prepared for it.
Yeah. I just.
I think my problem
okay.
would be dragging that deer out of the woods like a half mile or whatever.
Right.
I don't know if my body can handle carrying a deer through the woods.
Give me a call. My car's got all-wheel drive, and I got a tow chain.
We'd just tow it out.
We'll just pull it out. And now, once we get to asphalt, we probably want to get it to something. We don't want to scrape all the fur off.
We can get a good silencer. We just pick them off out of the front yard, and they don't have to drag them anywhere, but into the backyard.
Dude, if you
We
want
run a winch back there.
if you wanna shoot deer, come to my house. But I'm not gonna put it out on the internet, so feel free to DM us.
We're not going to take pictures in front of your house with the deer.
Yeah, but I mean, they come through the front yard every day. They're usually in the backyard first thing in the morning. Usually down underneath the house, for lack of a better phrase. It's below the house. They're not actually under. But yeah, there were 4 of them out there when I came here tonight.
We have like an 8 to 10 point buck in our neighborhood that runs around. We see them all the time.
Okay,
That's the one I'm picking off.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to pick off. You want this one? Or you want me to take this
Yeah,
one?
you
I got
want-
4 daughters.
Well, I got 5 granddaughters.
You haven't been through this one yet.
I have not.
So
That might be my final.
there's a lawsuit currently. You know where? Lynchburg. So evidently
It was
with
either going to be Lynchburg or Loudon.
Yep, absolutely. So evidently Virginia state law requires school systems to provide menstrual
Products.
items
Yeah.
to students.
Right.
Evidently Lynchburg's having a hard time being able to do that. So
Okay.
some students have joined a lawsuit, and they're suing Lynchburg City Schools for not providing those type of products.
Because before you
it's-
start a GoFundMe, you should sue the government.
Yeah, and but you know what? If it's a law,
Oh, I'm
it's
with
a
you.
law.
Yeah.
But bring your own stuff.
Right,
You know,
right.
I think back in the day they used to have like a coin machine that you could, or you could go to the school nurse and get something. But it
Right.
wasn't like worldwide, you could just go in and grab whatever you needed, and I don't know if it's that way now or not, but
Yeah, I have
I
no
just
idea.
think it's a weird thing to sue for.
Right.
Bring your own stuff.
Exactly.
That's looking petty, and that's why
I agree.
you get to talk about Natural Bridge.
So, I don't know if you have heard, but the Natural Bridge Safari Park
The
and
zoo.
petting zoo was raided late last week. They ended up taking 89 live animals, I believe, and 27 deceased.
A lot of the animals had to be put down after.
Right.
So they took over 100 animals, and a lot of them, 27 of them, they had to actually put
Right.
down because of health conditions.
You know, but it just, come on now.
Yeah, one of the ones.
And they interviewed the guy across the street, and you know, he all of a sudden he was slammed full of information of things he wasn't sure.
Have one
was
tooth
right.
in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, one tooth. Talking about it. I've been knowing they've been doing this over years. Ain't even.
You can't trust Ted. Yeah.
Well, I'm not singing this year's. I don't like Carol Baskins.
Right.
But yeah, so one of them was a tiger they had to put down,
Right.
and then several other animals, and they had Angels of Assisi up there helping, and then there was somebody out of I think they said Tennessee or something like that was there with their trailers too, and then PETA was involved, and I'm sure that was who headed the. Push the investigation.
So that, well, I bet they're behind the 27 deceased animals.
Yeah, there's some political push in there, about
Right.
that, and they've been going after Natural Bridge for a long time.
Right.
and
Well.
not saying that it's right if you're not taking care of animals that you're supposed to. Then.
Right. Well, yeah, but at the same time, they've got to deal with the main headquarters for PETA is in Norfolk, Virginia. And I don't know if they're still doing it, but FM 99 WNOR used to owner of Casito.
I don't know what Casito is.
Me neither. Oh, Casito. Does Casito still own the park, the zoo?
Oh, I don't know.
But
If anybody does, let us know.
But FM 99 was the oldie station / newer rock in the afternoon. But their morning show used to have an annual bass contest, fishing tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they would weigh directly in front of the PETA headquarters
Oh wow.
in Norfolk, Virginia. Hilarious
I'm
every
sure,
year.
Yeah, I'm sure they did not like that. Not at all.
But, yeah.
There's a million things to do this weekend. We
Yeah.
can also talk about hiring. It's still Christmas season. Everybody's hiring except for Mattel.
Right.
They just laid off 1,300 people.
Right. I would not get into auto work.
Yeah, I was going to say auto work. They just announced 1,700 layoffs
Right.
at Ford.
Not necessarily in this area, but
Well, and it'll trickle down. I mean, we do have Volvo. And,
Right.
But so there was layoffs there.
And
So
Yamaha.
all the big corporations, Google.
Right.
One of my friends, her husband worked for Google as a contractor. They announced late last week that they would not be extending
Renewing.
anybody's contracts at all. And so you find out the week before Christmas or a week and a half before Christmas that, first of the year, you're done.
Yeah.
So that's tough right there.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the bigger corporations are starting to lay off some. Your local corporation, your local companies, especially a lot of your heating and AC guys, plumbers and things like that, they're dying for people to come learn.
Right.
I watched a video, and it's not in this area, but one of the guys for the IBEW electricians thing was talking, and he said, it's nothing for a journeyman to come in or somebody learn an apprentice to come in and make anywhere between $33 to $68 an hour.
Yeah.
Depends on the job they have you on, of
Right,
course.
right.
So there's money out there. You just have to be willing to do the work.
Exactly. Go into plumbing. It's a round, hollow pipe. If it whoops your butt, you earned it.
Yep.
It's round and hollow.
But I also think that if you're thinking about getting into that type of business, once you've learned that trade, man, if you just return phone calls and show up when you say you go show up,
Right.
you're going to be rich.
Well, as a plumber and a pipe fitter, just show up. And when you get paid on Thursday, show up on Friday.
Yeah. I had two AC companies locally stand me up over at one of my properties. I had to get somebody in there to look at check the heat before we put a renter in.
Right.
And stood me up. No call, no show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I called the owner because some of the other bigger companies won't talk to me because I don't own the property.
Right.
I understand, but at the end of the day, just make me responsible for the bill. If I
Right.
have you come out there and look at it, but I
Yeah.
guess if you do something and it messes up, then you're
Right.
responsible with the owner.
Well, that and, if I get pissed off at my ex-wife, hey, you mind coming out and checking this?
Yeah. So I guess I get it, but it's hard as a property manager to be like, hey, I know I'm managing your property, but I really need you to call the AC company
Right.
because I can't get them out there.
Right. Well, yep, you got the Delta Dental Dickens of a Christmas. They got the pet costume contest in downtown Roanoke.
And we're going to be down there all day. So
Okay.
stop in. We got a bunch of Christmas stuff, and as we run out of that, we'll roll out the regular stuff.
There you go.
But yeah, stop down and see us.
Heck yeah. Swing on into Ernie's, get you something to eat. Swing into Jack Brown's. Run on over to Hotel Roanoke. Check out the Christmas trees.
We'll have chestnuts down there. You usually have chestnuts and a bunch
Yeah.
of other stuff too.
Right.
It's a good time. We got the NCAA Division III Stag Bowl this weekend at Salem Stadium.
Yep.
Should be a good time. I love
It should be.
football.
Right. Elf the Musical is at Mill Mountain Theater. Mary and I went to watch it with Friendship
Uh-huh.
last weekend.
Okay.
They did a really good job.
Did
They really did.
Okay.
I had never seen the movie until we went home and we watched the
What?
We watched the movie like 2 or 3 nights
How
later.
are we even friends? Good gosh.
I was kind of Will Ferrelled out there for a little
I understand. Christmas movie night is at Salem Red Sox Stadium this weekend.
Nice. You got Scrooged at Grandin Theater this weekend.
Okay. That's
Now
exciting.
that one I've seen.
Yeah, that's an older one. That's got
Yeah.
Bill Murray in it.
Bill Murray as Scrooge.
Yeah. They got a live nativity, Shenandoah Baptist Church. I think the church over here off of Chaparral.
Right.
They usually have a live nativity also.
Yes. Yeah, on Penn Forest Road.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mary says she knows the whole. Why are we friends? I guess, with Elf.
Probably.
We love Elf at our house. We got
Natural Bridge.
Yeah, Natural Bridge State Park. It's different from the zoo.
Go to the Natural Bridge, not the Safari Park, not the zoo.
Right. Then we got the Luminary Nights at Natural Bridge, Bedford Festival of Trees, and
At the
all of
Welcome Center.
like Buchanan, Bedford, Roanoke. I think even Catawba or Newcastle or Craig County has something
Right.
like that they're doing throughout the Christmas season,
Okay.
just like Roanoke.
Good deal. All right. You got
Gus is probably his favorite thing.
Oh, without a doubt. Got the Deck the Rails at the Virginia Museum of Transportation this weekend. I've not been to that before.
We went. It's been probably.
We're usually just so
Tina's
busy
probably
around
6 or
Christmas. I
7.
don't know what the museum's doing during the
Tina
season.
was there. I think she was probably 6 or 7. We went down and got her pictures taken with Santa Claus, and he was a great Santa.
Gotcha.
And so we did it then, but we haven't gone in years.
Okay.
But it is a good time. We got Fashions for Evergreens at the Hotel Roanoke. That's their
Right.
Christmas trees and stuff like that.
Right.
Over in the conference
And it's
center.
amazing.
It is beautiful.
I haven't been this year, but every time I've gone in there, I'm just awestruck.
Not that we have nothing to do between now and Christmas, but maybe we try to get a camera over there and get some
Absolutely.
video footage
Absolutely.
next week of it.
we'll take the camera or a phone and do
actually
some
take
of
the
that,
kids around
and
with
then
us.
take the 360.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I'll have the kids.
Yeah,
next
you'll
week.
have all the kids, and then maybe extra. This is one of my favorite bands. I listen to all music.
Right.
The Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Have you heard them?
A couple
years,
of their songs.
They're like I guess a new age swing band or whatever.
Right.
I just like their music, and so they're playing down at the Harvester Performance.
I just thought they were all an awful lot like Brian Setzer
Yeah, probably.
Orchestra.
Yeah, but they're definitely fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got Elmwood on ice at Elmwood Park this weekend.
The Roanoke Ballet Theater presents the Nutcracker
At the
or
Jefferson Center.
with the crackheads.
Yeah.
I had a little kid.
Well, it depends on where they keep it.
That's right.
And Roanoke Valley Children's Choir is doing Songs of a Season. That's their 37th holiday concert.
That's a great concert.
Is it? The Cave Spring Baptist.
Yeah.
Right
And
there on.
I don't think it
419.
has anything to do with. I think it's just their venue
221.
that they use.
Right.
But it's hard to get into.
Right.
The Roanoke Valley
And
Children's Choir.
for his. Oh, okay. I was going to say into the church.
Yeah. No.
It appears that way on some Sundays or Saturday nights, and I swear that is one of the bigger church parking lots I've ever seen. And it still seems to be a pain in the butt to get in and out of that
yeah,
thing.
and people park across the street to go in. They park over the middle school parking lot to get in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great, and it's hard to get in there too.
Is it?
And there's, into the like choir as a child,
Right.
because growing up, I think Canyon had one or two friends that were in the
Okay.
choir. But
I can't sing songs I do know.
I sing them, but they're not good.
Right.
But my kids know not to question me, because if they complain about my singing, I make them work. So
Right.
if I'm cleaning the house and I'm singing, leave me alone, or I'm gonna make you do some chores.
Right.
If you leave me alone, I'm probably gonna do all the chores.
Right. Because I'm in my zone. I'm doing my thing.
So, but there's a million things going on from now to Christmas.
Without a doubt.
As people do it, just be safe. If you're out there, having a good time, watch your alcohol, get an Uber, get a Lyft.
It's the Christmas season. It is a rookie mistake to have anything to drink and get on the road. That's a beginner mistake.
Yeah, and so definitely get an Uber, drink and drive responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Be responsible about it.
Right.
Most definitely. 'Cause
Well, you say responsibly. I guess that's better than, if you're going to drink and drive, make it worth it.
Yeah, but for me and my regulars, they all know if they tell me they're getting an Uber, or if I know they're getting an Uber, usually I'll serve them a little bit more because I know they're not driving.
Right.
As long as they're not acting up. But if I hear that you got a DUI as you left my bar,
Right.
because you told me you were Ubering and you didn't, then I'm cutting you off a lot faster
Right.
than I would a normal person.
Oh, is that 2 beers? Bye.
Yeah, that's 2 beers. We'll have to wait at least an hour for another one.
Right.
So you get a lot slower service if I find out that you lied to me and told me you're Ubering and you didn't.
Right. Right.
As you should.
He is too easy to get along with if you tell him the truth.
That's right.
Just tell him the truth. He's had 42 kids. He's heard all the lies.
I've offered to take you. You mean get you Uber? I really don't like giving my credit card out to these companies like that.
Right.
But if you live close, if I don't have candy all up in the back, I'll give you a ride home.
Right.
If you're there when I'm leaving. But
Right.
definitely don't drink and drive. Be responsible.
That's right.
Yeah, and then sometimes, just don't drink and drive. That's all.
Yeah, it's good enough to stop there.
Yeah, absolutely. Plans. You got kids starting tomorrow.
Yep.
Did they get out early? Or are they
Not that I'm aware of. If so, I'll get a text or email in the morning.
Going, hey, they get out early.
Right.
Yeah, we've decided to let them out 4 hours early because
They're getting on our nerve.
Left his gun over at the other middle school.
Right.
We're still traumatized. So you'll have kids from then on. Yeah. It's hard to get anything done with. You get it done, but it takes longer. A lot of times you got to pick those battles of
and it has a tendency to be more expensive because it's Christmas time. How do you go, no, you can't get your buddy this?
Right.
You know.
Luckily,
so.
we make candy.
Right.
You know, and Tegan's so. She's like, let's make them a necklace. I just drew them a picture.
Well, that's Cadence.
Her new thing though is she's like, yeah, I'm giving. She's got a little crush on a little boy named
Nice.
Brody. We had talked about that
Yeah.
a few weeks ago. Well, she found out that Brody's moving back to Illinois or wherever he's from.
Right.
So this summer he's moving back. But last week she was talking about we were headed to farm school, and she's like giving Brody and her other little friend a quiz. It was like, a quiz of what? How good they know me. And I was like, what? Why do anybody want to take a quiz about you?
Right.
But yeah, evidently they were quizzing each other
Oh, nice.
on how good they know each other. But then yesterday she was complaining that Brody was talking to his other friends too. I was like, girl, you got to get over that.
Yeah. Go ahead and nip that attitude in the bud.
You got to get over that. But we looking at pictures yesterday because that was their last. Actually, her last farm school day was yesterday.
Okay.
Until February 2nd.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But so we were looking at pictures and where she's a couple years older than not all of them, but most of them. I think the one little girl is 2 years younger, her little best friend.
Okay.
But she's like, her little best friend comes up to here.
Right.
And so she's a lot taller than them. And then the boys that are her age, they haven't started any kind of puberty or anything.
Right.
So they're all short. So when you look at her, she's like the Jolly Green Giant picture. She's like, hey.
What's up, guys?
But they said she stepped up this year as a really good leader.
Okay, well,
to
good.
things. So, yeah,
Good.
I think she's learning.
Just don't give her a whip.
Yeah. She'll be taking that. Y'all going anywhere for Christmas?
No. Actually, our extended family with the son-in-law's family. Yeah, we do our Christmas on New Year's Eve, and then we let the grandkids go where they're going so that they can wake up at their parents' houses and all that
Okay.
stuff. You know, both of us were from broken homes, and we just don't like the idea of the parents feeling like they need to drive
Right.
all over everywhere.
Yeah.
Come on over Christmas Eve morning, we'll cook breakfast and we'll cook the meal, eat about 2. Have at it.
Yep.
You know, y'all just stay at the house and let the kids enjoy their presents on Christmas.
Right.
And so we got that, and then the Hugerts have. Mary might be able to remind me. I think we will have like 57 people at our house New Year's Eve for the big Hugert family Christmas.
Okay.
You know, so but it's always it's a load of fun having those people around there.
For me, it's 2 people.
Oh, well, you know, it is,
family,
but
but it's
everybody there's got a joke. Everybody there, usually in a good mood for Christmas.
Right.
There's going to be 1 or 2 that you just go, hey, take your beer out back. You know, yeah, we don't have a back door. No, go around.
Right.
You know, but
Pet the dog on your way out.
that's right. How about y'all, since y'all aren't going to Disney?
Yeah.
Y'all staying at the house?
We are. Yeah. And we've gotten over the Christmas thing because the older kids, Canyon's in South Carolina. I don't think he's coming up. He works for Walmart, so it's a busy time for them.
Yeah.
It's hard for him to get off. Gunner, I'm not sure. I think he'll have his step guys.
Right.
They have to drive halfway to Florida to get them because they live half their time in Florida with dad and then half the time in Virginia with mom.
Okay.
So Gunner, I think they have to drive down to pick up their
Right.
little guys. And so we've kind of gotten to the point to where, if you want to stop by, but we're not trying
Right.
to do the whole everybody's got to eat.
Oh, is he
this.
going to south of the border?
I don't know. I'll have to ask. Yeah, I don't know. We'll ask if he's driving. And then maybe
Right.
just his wife is driving down. I
Right.
don't know
Right.
how that's going to work. I'll ask him though.
Okay.
But so we've just gotten to where, you know what, you want to stop by and eat with us, great. Let us
Right.
know. We're
We'll
having
have
dinner at
food.
1. But other than that, we're going to just chill in our pajamas at the house all day. And if
Right.
you want to stop by during the day, do it. If you don't, we understand because, trying to make them come to my house and then they go to their mom's house and then they go to I mean, most of them are married now, and so
They're
then they
beat
got to go
by
to
three, don't
then
get
they
home
got to
till
go
6.
to the in-laws' houses, and if that's a split family, then they got that.
Yeah.
They've eaten like 15 meals by then. It's just
Right.
not worth it. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I love our family, and I'd love for my kids to stop by,
Right.
but it's stressful enough.
Right. And if I hear good stuff and we're welcome, if we want to come to your place, we'll come to your place and watch them play.
Yeah.
They got their presents yesterday morning. I'm not bringing crap, but I will swing by the house and watch them play with their stuff. I'm all about it.
So I think we'll be at home, and I think coming up with a plan for the new year with the candy business. And
There you go.
I know you and I have been working on plans for the new year for real estate.
Yep.
and
No renter left behind.
Yep. We haven't rolled it out yet, but it'll be ready.
Nah, not that I'm promoting anything.
Promoting the hell out of it. Yeah, I think we're just going to chill at home and relax. We don't get many days off. And
Right.
even Sundays have become shopping day, to where we're going out and replenishing. Like I think this week we're going to have to go to Sam's and get more fruit roll-ups because
Okay.
we've gone through like 3 boxes. That's
Christmas
one of our
Yule
top-
logs.
Yeah, that's become one of our top sellers, is the fruit roll-ups. That and the
There
Nerds
you go.
clusters.
There you go.
But so Sundays have become us going and replenishing whatever we need for the week, and then deep cleaning the candy room.
Right.
I mean, we clean as we go, and I clean the machines as it's, as it is called for. But on Sundays, I actually take the machines apart and
Right.
give it like a lot of elbow
Right.
grease cleaning and stuff like that.
Right.
And then we just ramp them back up and go.
There you go.
And then usually midweek we do another little cleaning and a change the oil in all the 2 machines. 'Cause
Gotcha.
most people are like, oh, it's a whole oil changing.
Right.
It's a lot. But no, other than that, we're just going to chill
Okay.
because we're
Well,
not going
good.
to Disney.
Right.
We tried to go for
Did you mention?
Selena's birthday. Selena on the 9th, and she should be proud, but she turns 50 on
Okay.
January 9th.
Nice.
She turns
Congratulations.
50, but so we're trying to get to Disney for that.
Okay.
It's the flights that are killing us.
Oh,
We
really?
don't drive there,
Right.
and it's the flights. I mean, we were going to do Christmas, and because we have the Disney Vacation Club, so our room's paid for.
Right.
We would just have to buy a little food, and a lot of times we just order from a local grocery store, and we have
Right.
bologna and cheese or whatever in the room.
Right.
So our biggest cost is if we go to a park and plane tickets.
Right.
And plane tickets were
Back way up.
It was like $800 a person.
Woo.
That's like 3 times the amount we'd spend at Disney.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, we just kind of mixed it, and then we looked, and I think that the flights dropped down to like $500 or $600 a piece for January, and that's just not,
Still a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow, especially with the slow
Slow real market.
and
Yeah.
and things like that. And we're in Selena's business, we're watching, and people are taking a little bit longer to get their hair done and things, and so you can see it. We're
Right.
just preparing for it, but yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow, though.
Oh, without a
We're
doubt.
going to
Without
Disney.
a doubt.
So, but other than that, no, just chilling. Working on some new things for our show next year.
Okay.
We're going to try out a new system. It won't affect anybody
Good
at home.
stuff, good
It won't
stuff.
affect anybody at home. It'll just we'll have some nice little graphics, a little more professional. I don't know. I'll never be professional, but
A little
our
more
show-
fun.
Yeah, our show will be a little more fun. It'll have some little. We'll be able to do little on-screen
graphics
things
on the
and
bottom
graphics and
and-
things like that.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully, I'll be able to get some of the media we talk about up to.
Right.
To where we have a screen that'll pop up somewhere that'll make it to where, when we talked about the elf on the shelf, we could show the picture that whoever took it, Channel 10 or 7,
Right.
we got it. So just working on some good stuff like that.
Nice. I like it.
You got anything else?
Pray for me. After tomorrow, pray for me.
Got them grandbabies. That's I'm used to having Tegan all the time now.
Right.
And so it's back when I had 5 kids in school, so I was able to get a lot done. But when they were home all the time,
Right.
yeah, that Christmas break and stuff you don't get anything done.
Right.
Because by the time you get them fed, you start something. Well, now they need snack.
Right.
And then once you get to that point, now, when's lunch? And Lord help you if you miss a lunch
Right.
or breakfast, because I know Gunner was the worst for this. Tegan does it too, though. You know, he's going to bed and he's like, wait a minute, I didn't have breakfast today. I'm like, boy, it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to bed, but I didn't have breakfast today.
I don't care.
Tegan will do that too. Sure, I didn't have breakfast. So it's bedtime now.
Right.
You should have had breakfast this morning.
Right.
You could have.
Right.
But he'll remind you about the meals that you missed. Tegan does too.
Dude, and you know, more often than not, a whole lot more often than not, you know, the kids don't get up to like oatmeal or,
Right.
you know, cereal. You know, once in a blue moon, I just wake up without the motivation, and yep, today's a cereal day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go check it out, and no more than I fix cereal for y'all. Check the expiration date, because you
Right.
never know when that's going to go bad in our house. Because, you know, I mean, I'm fixing French toast, I'm fixing pancakes, I'm doing bacon
What
and
time do you usually
eggs.
do breakfast?
Usually about 6:15. Come on by.
All right. Yeah, I'm not up that time.
Okay.
Usually I am, but I'm going to the bathroom. Yeah, I'm not dressed and ready to. I haven't had coffee yet.
Right. Well, we got a coffee pot there.
I was gonna say I'd bring eggs, but the
Yeah.
damn chickens aren't laying eggs right now. It's
Really?
cold. Yeah,
You
we're
know,
getting
so-
like 1 or 2 a day.
You know, but so if they come to me and go, I didn't eat breakfast this morning. Well, that's on you. It was on the table.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, that's Emmy. Actually,
I can't remind you every day to eat.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I can remember every day to cook.
Yeah.
It's on
I'm
you
not
to
old
eat.
enough to be like, hey, I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry. Especially if you have breakfast on the table most days.
Yeah.
They know where it's at.
Exactly.
Yeah. And my mom, when I would stay, because I lived at the Baptist home, I went there, I was like 12 or 13, but when I would go home on the weekends, and it was very rarely that I did, but she would always make, you know, breakfast or whatever. But I'm a teenager. I want to sleep in a little bit. You know, I
Right.
smell breakfast like 6 in the morning, and then all of a sudden, like by 6:30, 6:45, she's in the room going, you gonna sleep all day?
Yes.
I'm gonna sleep a little bit longer than 6:30.
At least till 9.
She's in there 6:45. Going, you gonna sleep all day? Yeah, a little bit longer than this.
We're burning daylight, boy.
But yeah, Tegan, she's pretty good. I'll do pancakes for her. Usually I've reserved that to like Fridays.
Right.
She's like, oh, tomorrow she won't get pancakes.
Okay.
She might get Chick-fil-A though, because
Yeah.
we got to do farmers market in the morning.
Right.
But and she get in for a long day tomorrow.
Right.
But yeah, she kind of fixed. She was mad this morning. We were out of cereal. Usually she'll have oatmeal or whatever. Most of the time I make enough pancakes that'll last her 2 or 3 days. Because I only eat 1 or 2, and I'm good with pancakes for a while.
Right.
She'll eat them every day until they're gone. But this morning she was mad we didn't have cereal, but then she looked and I brought home a couple of cinnamon rolls from McAdoo's.
Right.
Oh, we still got cinnamon rolls. I was like, you have one? I already had one. Somebody's go get. I just told you you can have a cinnamon roll.
Right.
Somebody gets mad, you come tell them to talk to me.
Right.
But yeah, she's like, what? Just eat the cinnamon roll and be quiet.
Okay, then don't.
Yeah.
Go hungry. Stop it.
That's when she starts crying, going, you told me to be hungry. So,
I tried to fix it. You argued.
but we're definitely doing a show next week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
God willing, and the river don't
Yep.
rise.
So we're in, whether we got kids behind us or not. So we'll be here next week.
They might be up on the top shelf.
You've heard of Elf on a Shelf.
Right. Here's a Layla on a ledge.
That's right. But so we'll see you next week. Until next time, be safe.
And make good choices.